What's up, guys? Today we're going to be talking about what's in my hydration pack when I go trail running and what's the type of gear that I use on a daily basis out on the trails. Let's get into it. Hey guys, I want to talk to you guys a little bit about the gear that I typically use when I go for my runs. I get this question quite a bit, especially from newer runners, that type of thing. I'm not well seasoned, I'm not the expert, but this is what I personally like to pack inside my hydration vest, the type of shoes and gear that I wear, and kind of the reasons why. First and foremost is going to be the hydration vest. Mine is from the company Nathan. It's the Nathan Krar 12 liter. I actually purchased the smaller water bottles, the soft flasks that go inside of it, which are actually with the smaller model. I think it's the 4 liter. Great thing is I actually called Nathan and I asked them if I could just purchase the water bottles on their own, and they actually sent them out to me for free. So big shout out to them. Incredible customer service. They sent me actually out 4 different bottles plus a couple of different tips, just depending on what I liked. But it's fantastic, very comfortable for me. I actually used this on all of my 50Ks in 2019, including the Spartan one, where I actually picked up a second Nathan vest where I could just dump one bag and grab the other. So it worked out great. But within there, if I'm going for shorter runs, shorter meaning probably around 10, 12 miles, I'm only going to fill up 2 of these with water and then typically tailwind as well, which I'll get into in just a minute. But these are what I use for those shorter runs. The benefit of the 12 liter is it actually has space in the back here for a 2 liter hydration pack as well, which is fantastic. Because then I can fill up the hydration pack plus the 2 liter or the 2 smaller water bottles. So works out great, has plenty of storage. I've never had lack of storage that way. Plenty of pockets, all sorts of different things for it, so it's great. But when you go into it and you start packing this thing down, you do have to remember weight does play a factor in your long runs, that type of thing. So it's hard to, especially when you first start out, not overpacking. I did that quite a bit at first, and then I've learned kind of what my body can handle, how much water, those type of things, because I used to just fill up the hydration pack every single run. Even for something as short as like a 3-4 mile run, I was packing a hydration pack, which just got to be too much of a load. And I really wasn't advancing my running just because I was too dependent on what the hydration level was available to me, that type of thing. The next thing I go into is going to be the nutrition that I kind of pack with me. These are honey stingers. These are like a gel type of material. They also make one that's just straight honey. I'm actually out of them because we use them so much. And then they also make waffles as well, which if you're more of like a real food person, the waffles are great because it actually reminds me more of real food than just like the gummy gel type of stuff. The other thing that I pack a lot of is the Cliff blocks. These ones are actually, they have caffeine in them as well, which is kind of nice, especially on those early mornings where you wake up and you don't have much time to get your coffee in you and all that kind of stuff. So those are really my 2 go-tos. And then I also love packing for a candy fiend. I don't know if you can see these or not, but these are Trolleys, the sour gummy worms. As kind of a treat, typically I start to see a little bit of a low in my runs, that type of thing, and it's just a little bit of a pick-me-up to make it nice for me. And then as far as nutrition goes as well, within these water bottles, I really love to use Tailwind. Great company. These are incredible flavors. They make a ton of different styles, flavors. Again, this one has caffeine in it. A ton of them don't though. There's also like a naked flavor that just has the electrolytes inside of it, where you're not actually having any flavor attached to it. They make a cola, a bunch of different varieties. So right in the middle of recording this, I'm inside my kitchen and the garbage disposal because the dishwasher's running. It started making an awful noise, so I'm sure you heard some of that in the last one. But yeah, it's still gonna kind of do it, but I'm just gonna get through the video and make it happen. So those are really like my nutrition factors, the hydration vest. Other things that I pack inside my hydration vest every single time is you gotta have the chapstick. Huge for me. Hate the cracked lip, especially now that we're here in Arizona, it's a little different. I always pack a set of headphones. These are the Jabras, the Elites. Fantastic, long battery life, they stay in my ear, but I really haven't been using them because I'm a little freaked out in Arizona with like the rattlesnakes and all the different wildlife out there. I mean, coyotes, javelina, so I haven't used these a whole lot except on the streets. Other than that, you know, it is what it is. The other thing is which kind of looks a little creepy, but it's a little pill package where we have some ibuprofen and then salt tablets. So salt tablets, I know it sounds crazy, especially if you're new at it, but when you start putting in some heavy duty mileage and you're sweating a ton, especially because if you know me at all, I sweat profusely, but it's a great way to put the electrolytes kind of back in your system, put salt back in you. It also allows you not to cramp up. The other thing I usually stick inside my hydration pack is, one, I'm usually wearing a buff, but I also usually pack another one for sweat, that type of thing. But it also makes it nice so that if you hurt yourself, fall down, whatever else, you have something clean to kind of wipe yourself off with. So yeah, those are the main things. I usually pack this sunscreen as well, just because I have to reapply. I am definitely the ginger, where I have to reapply sunscreen throughout my run. But I also have some things that I wear to protect myself from that. So let me go into that a little bit right now. Again, the buff, I wear this basically every time I go out running. Protects my neck. I can also put it over my ears and my head while I go running, especially because Arizona is going to kill me this year, but we'll get through it. It's going to be great training. Just wearing a typical running cap. So this is the Boca, B-O-C-O. It's incredible gear, very breathable up mesh top, big bill, so I can actually wear it backwards, protects my neck, or I can flip it forwards when I'm needing the protection over my nose or my eyes, headed right towards the sun, those type of things. These ones are fantastic. My actual old trail running group, Seven King Running, they actually had these new ones that were made. I actually don't know who they're made from, and I'll try to figure that out and post a link to this company, but these are awesome. So fully mesh back. It's more of like a trucker style, but it's very breathable, sweat resistant, all of that kind of stuff. I've loved running in this thing so far. It's been great. As far as sun protection, because I am a ginger, I do run in arm sleeves, which these have about 50 SPF consistently. And it's not terribly hot to run in these. So a lot of people think just because you're layering more, you're gonna get more hot, but it's actually false. So these are very thin, very breathable material. Plus, as you kind of get going through, you can actually pinch and kind of stretch it out and band it, and it'll actually cool itself down. So it works out great. I absolutely love it. As we get into like more gear stuff, I get asked all the time about my shoes. What do you run in? Is there a specific style, but it's all dependent on who you are and what you like. Personally for myself, I have run in the Ultras. These are the Lone Peak. These are Lone Peak 4s. Now they're up to a Lone Peak 5, but these Lone Peak 4s, this is actually what I ran all of my 50Ks in 2019. It's not what I run in right now, but this is the shoe that got me through it all. I love them, lightweight, durable. I think they have enough cushion for myself to get me through the trails. They are a zero drop, so if you don't know what that is, look it up. You can figure out whether a zero drop shoe may or may not be good for you. Beneficial part is they do have a very large toe box, so if you're worried about bumping, that type of thing, it's great. You still do have to size up because you can slide forward and still bump, but they are fantastic. Probably one of my favorite trail shoes. I love Ultra. I run in them when they're street shoes. I use their kind of like workout shoes, or they're street shoes for working out in. I think it just, overall, they're a great shoe. What I'm currently running in now is the Hoke One Speed Goat. Mine are the Speed Goat 3s. They're great, plenty of cushion. I mean, this stack back here is massive. So it's kind of like running on a cloud, which can be good and bad. So running down hills, all those different things, running uphill, it's actually really great. But you can wear out your knees because you're not feeling it as much. So once the run is actually over with, I've noticed it takes a little bit more of a toll on my knees because I'm not as careful as I probably should be form-wise, running down hills, those type of thing. I think they could be a little bit improved with draining water, those type of things. But overall, the shoe fits great. And yeah, it's what I've been running in the most often. So, and I'm gonna be kind of going back and forth between the Ultras and the Hokes, just because I think it's good for my body to kind of have that mix going back and forth. So that's just my personal opinion. And then we move up from there. I always run in Gingy socks. They're the toe socks. A lot of people love running in these things. I think they're super comfortable. I've had very little blistering. And the blistering I have usually had, even with these on, is because I sweat a ton. So my feet have a couple of different hot spots where I sweat a ton in. But also I'm very flat-footed, so which doesn't help my cause at all. But I have figured out some different sources, or like some different resources available to make it so that I don't have this issue, even if I'm wearing these. Couple of different things. Body Glide, I use it on my feet. I use it on my chest, going across where I use my chest strap for my heart rate monitor, and it works out great. I've also had to use it in between my thighs because I do have thicker thighs, so it allows it not to rub. And then the other thing is the Lucra Tape. So this stuff here is super pliable, sticks my foot regardless of the conditions. It really doesn't pull off, especially if I do it a few hours in advance of the actual race or run that I'm doing. Yes, it sounds crazy that you have to do all this work just to save your feet, but trust me, having massive blisters, those type of things in the middle of a race is never fun. So I'd rather put in a little extra work and just make it happen. But yeah, that's pretty much my race gear and my running gear. I mean, the only other things that I really make sure that I'm always running with is my watch, Garmin watch, and then I also use a heart rate monitor. I have a Garmin heart rate monitor, but then I also have a MyZone heart rate monitor. The MyZone was actually connected to my last gym, Rise, the shirt that I'm wearing. And it allows you to track your MEPs, your heart rate, all of those different things. It does your calories, and you're in kind of like a loop with all the other gym members. So it ends up being a little bit of a competition of like who gets the most MEPs, how many calories did you burn, who's doing what. It kind of keeps you motivated. So that's been a huge thing for me as a way to stay motivated, is using that. Plus you get statuses, those different things. The main advantage, I think, to the Garmin heart rate monitor over the MyZone is it tracks a little bit more data. So like my left or right vertical oscillation, my strides, different things that just that Garmin heart rate monitor picks up in combination with my actual Garmin watch. So like my shirt that I wear, I usually just wear a typical like polyester workout shirt. I have a ton of Spartan ones that I've done, so I have a bunch of those. I have some Patagonia ones. I mean, basically anything that's very lightweight, durable. I mean, there's nothing much to it. Same thing with my shorts. So I do have some running shorts. I actually like the 2-layer shorts, so where you have an under layer and then your actual running shorts. Main reason why for me personally I like those so much, and this is just like a personal pet peeve, is like when I'm running, I shouldn't even say running, when I start going up hills and I have to power hike, I'm actually a fan of grabbing my top layer and holding it in my hands so that I have to kind of push my thighs back and forth as I'm trudging up the hill. It's just something that I've found comfort in, and then it's, I don't know, just helps me out. So, but yeah, that's it, you guys. Hopefully you guys took something away. If you have questions, concerns, I'd love to see what in your guys' trail running kit, gear, kind of what you guys do. So if you like this video, subscribe, and then comment below what's in your hydration vest, or maybe you guys just have like a belt that you wear. Maybe you're a pro runner and you run with nothing except a water bottle because you have to. It'd be interesting to see what you guys think. So let me know down in the comments below. And thank you again. Take care. Have fun. Run hard. Peace.